If you say the wrong thing during a traffic stop, you are not just being cooperative. You can end up creating evidence that is used against you later. Most people think the goal is to be polite, explain everything, and clear things up right away. That is exactly where things start to go wrong. Police do not need a confession. They only need statements that can be interpreted later in a way that hurts you. In this video, I am going to walk you through the only 4 statements that actually matter during a traffic stop, and why each one protects a specific legal right you already have. Before we get into those 4 statements, there is something you need to understand. Traffic stops in the United States are governed by constitutional law. The 4th Amendment protects you from unreasonable searches and seizures. The 5th Amendment protects you from being forced to incriminate yourself. These rights have been shaped through Supreme Court cases like Terry versus Ohio and Miranda versus Arizona. A traffic stop is not a normal conversation. It might feel like one, but legally, it is not. Now let's break this down. First statement. Why was I stopped? This is not about arguing or challenging the officer. It is simply about clarity. Under Terry versus Ohio, an officer needs a legal reason for the stop. When you ask this question, you are doing one simple thing. You are making sure the situation is clearly defined. You are not admitting anything. You are not explaining anything. One of the most common mistakes people make is talking too much right away. Something like, I think I was speeding, but I was just going with traffic. Might feel harmless in the moment, but it can be used later. Instead, keep it simple. Ask the question, then listen. Second statement, I am going to remain silent. This is where people usually slip up. The 5th Amendment protects you from self-incrimination. That includes things you say voluntarily that can later be used against you. You still have to provide your license, registration, and insurance when asked. That part is required. But beyond that, you are not required to explain yourself. When you say you are going to remain silent, you are setting a boundary, and then you actually stick to it. Silence feels uncomfortable for most people, especially with an officer standing there. But that discomfort is exactly what leads people to over-explain things they do not need to explain. Third statement, I do not consent to any searches. This one is very important. Under Schneckloth versus Bustamante, police can legally search your vehicle if you give consent. And consent does not have to be formal. It can be casual or implied. For example, saying something like, yeah, I guess that is fine, can still count as consent. That is why you need to be clear. I do not consent to any searches. This does not stop every search. If there is probable cause or another legal reason, a search can still happen. But it does protect you if the situation is ever reviewed later in court. Fourth statement, am I free to leave? This is the question that defines what is actually happening in the moment. A traffic stop is supposed to last only as long as there is a legal reason for it. Once that reason is finished, you cannot be held without further justification. So when you ask, am I free to leave? You are forcing clarity. If the answer is yes, you leave. If the answer is no, then you are being detained and the situation changes legally. Most people never ask this question, and because of that, they often stay longer than they legally need to. Now let's put it all together. The 4 statements are simple. Why was I stopped? I am going to remain silent. I do not consent to any searches. Am I free to leave? Each one serves a purpose. One clarifies the reason for the stop. One protects your right to remain silent. One protects you from unwanted searches. One defines whether you are being detained or not. The goal here is not to argue with anyone. It is not to escalate anything. It is to stay calm, say less, and stay within your rights. Because in most traffic stops, the person who talks the least is usually the one who stays in the strongest position.